Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are Mid-America Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and Mid-America and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Watched by viewers and members like you.
This week on Living Grand on Grand Lake, exotic animals rule the roost at this lakeside oasis. Paddling along Grand has never been more fun with this new sport, and learn how escaping to the lake has a new meaning. All this and more on this week's episode of Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Welcome to Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm your host, Christy Wallace. There's an endless number of interesting things to do around Grand Lake. You never know what you're going to find, like lemurs and camels and zebras. Oh my! Linda and Bill Goldner are philanthropic entrepreneurs who have established numerous local organizations that benefit others. After accumulating several exotic animals for use in their outdoor amphitheater, they decided to establish another service organization, Oasis Animal Adventures. The animals are loved and enjoyed by the thousands that meet them each year. However, their most important work comes as they provide a therapeutic benefit for at-risk youth and special needs children and adults. Let's meet Linda and learn more about this lakeside oasis.
Well, it has been discovered that animals are just the gateway to the heart. And many times life hands us situations that just hardens our heart, but these animals soften the heart and open up, you know, the channels of actually coming to grips with the issues that are keeping you from moving forward. An hour spent in the round pen with a horse and getting that horse to connect with you, these kids walk out of the round pen just going, oh my, I didn't know I could do that. We just do different activities that show you how you respond to things, and that starts discussions and saying, well, how is that working for you? You're all tense. Well, no, I'm not tense. Well, yeah, the animal was kind of reflecting that you're tense. You know, maybe there's something that we can help you with. We had this outdoor amphitheater for over 30 years, and it was a biblical productions, and we used camels and donkeys and horses in it. And I asked the Lord, is there anything we could do to be year-round, because the outdoor dramas were only in the summer. We had all these animals that were in the show, but then a friend donated a herd of mini horses to me, and I said, what am I going to do with them? And he said, why don't you start an animal therapy program? And from there, we had a group out of Jay, Oklahoma, Friendship Home. They approached us about they needed some place to bring their clients 1 day a week to pet animals. And so that's where it started. For 5 years, they've been coming every Tuesday, as weather permitted, to love on our animals. They've learned to halter them, brush them, lead them. And I decided, well, since I was already doing this for Friendship Home, I would offer my services to Teen Challenge, and they started becoming part of the program. And now every Tuesday I have over 60 kids that come. And so every year, we just ended up adding more and more to the program. And now, here we are 5 years later, and we have a therapist that helps us on Tuesday, and we have a horse trainer, and we've added in for the kids, we are a unique animal therapy program in that no one else has exotic animals. I have an over 2-year-old kangaroo by the name of Rosie, and we're currently working on a book about Rosie. It's called Rosie the Kangaroo. We've developed a series that is going to be Tales from the Oasis, and we're going to showcase each one of these animals. And these animals, the books will have fun facts about that, you know, about kangaroos or about lemurs, about zebras, but then intermixed with a story and what it's like to live at the Oasis. I have a zebra and a couple camels. These are unique animals. We have sulcata tortoises, and then we have our now famous little lemur, Omar, that was a rescue and very deathly ill when I got him at 4 days, and he's over a year now, and he's just doing great. The kids and adults absolutely love our animals. They just are enthralled with them. Probably the neatest thing is our vet. We work with the vet team out of Pryor, and the one that really comes the most out here for farm calls, he said, your animals there's so much peace here. And so he goes to a lot of farms, he works a lot of animals, and when he first had to start treating our zebra, he said, oh, I don't want to, no, these things are mean. They'll kick, they'll bite. And Zola's never kicked him, she's never bitten him. And he said that he feels like she is the only zebra that is a nice zebra. But the biggest thing to me is that when he says, there's just so much peace here and we just feel so much calm. But that's because all of our animals live in harmony, and most of them have been bottle raised by all of us. And so we have a very loving, compassionate, and soft agenda and building a trust relationship with them. And so they're good animals and they're nice animals. And so it makes me just very happy that people they just feel the peace. And of course, I mean, it's just so rewarding to know that, I mean, these little babies, they come and they want to be held by you, and it's just pretty incredible.
You must plan a visit to Oasis Animal Adventures on your next trip to the lake. For information, visit oasisanimals.com or find them on Facebook. They welcome individual visitors, groups, and also host leadership and therapeutic experiences. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to show you what's up on Grand Lake.
I'm David Moritz of Society Awards, and this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are Mid-America Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and Mid-America and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Hello, our tip of the day. Not only do we need to wear our life jacket to keep us safe, another very important thing that we often forget about when we get in the boat is our kill switch. The kill switch is a simple lanyard that is attached to the ignition system on our boat. We hook that to ourselves or to our life jacket when we're wearing it, That way, if we fall in the boat or fall out of the boat, it automatically kills the boat, which is a big safety issue. If we fall out, we don't want to have to worry about the boat running over us or being a danger to somebody else. And it's very simple to use. You put your life jacket on, you can clip it to yourself, clip it to your life jacket, but it's very easily overlooked. So anytime that we're going to get in our boat, not only wear your life jacket when you're moving, but hook your kill switch up, keep everybody safe.
And now, time for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. The 2018 Bobber Drop is all set for Saturday, July 21st. Bobbers will start dropping from the sky at 8 a.m. at areas near Grove, including Elk River, Honey Creek, Sailboat Bridge, Shangri-La, and in Horse Creek near Bernice. After you've gathered some bobbers, bring them to the Grand Lake Sports Center in downtown Grove and other official claim sites to win one of hundreds of prizes, all donated by members of the Grand Lake Area Merchants Association. Every weekend throughout the summer, the Bernice Nature Center provides activities for the whole family with a focus on the learning experience for children. Each weekend will include a different topic. Hikes and crafts will also be part of the program. Visitors are going to see insects, butterflies, birds, and reptiles. Each session is held on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. For more information, call 918-257-8330. Picture and Scripture Amphitheater has been a Grand Lake tradition for more than 29 years, and now through August 4th, come witness the original biblical production, Damascus Road, where Saul becomes Paul, the greatest apostle of all times. The show runs every Friday and Saturday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The show features a cast of 60 actors, exotic live animals, including Simon the Camel, state-of-the-art surround sound, pyrotechnics, and stunning special effects. For tickets, call 918-435-8207. Well, that's it for now from the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
The newest exercise and sports craze can be seen all over Grand Lake. Stand-up paddleboard, also known as SUP or SUP. No matter what you call it, it's a great way to check out and explore some of the quieter areas of Grand Lake, while getting some exercise at the same time. The first time I paddleboarded was 7 years ago in California, and I saw on Good Morning America, Patricia Eaton had just had this paddleboard experience. And I was going for a girls' weekend like 2 weeks later, and she had told who she did it with and where she did it, and I called him, and his name was Tyler Lennons, and he too is a paddle fit coach. And so paddled with him that day and just fell in love with it. And I came back and I told my husband, if we're gonna live at Grand Lake, I'm getting a paddleboard. I'm a certified paddle fit coach, so whether you're just looking for proper technique for your leisure paddle or whether you're wanting to train for paddleboard races, I can help you do the proper stroke and the right technique and get you to that comfort level on the water. I've been helping people from all ages. I would say 9 to 10 to 70 has been kind of my clientele. My lady last week, the kayak lady, she is a paddleboarder. She's getting her own paddleboard. I actually delivered it 2 days ago, and she said, hey, I guess you can teach old dogs new tricks. So it was pretty cute because her and her friend are both in their 60s and they're both getting paddleboards. So she's pretty excited to be a paddleboarder. You're basically standing up on a board, a really long board, like a surfboard. Most of my boards are 11.6. You're standing up and you're paddling. You know, if you're a runner, it's more like kind of that runner's high, I guess. You get out there and you're moving that water around and you can go that same distance like a runner. There are races out there, and if you want to train for something like that, consider, you know, similar to a marathon, there are those endurance paddle races out there. Last year I did the Chattajack 31 down the Tennessee River. You put in Chattanooga and you go downriver 31 miles. Those that have really done it know that it's really 32 miles.
getting to that 31-mile marker and finding out, no, you're not quite there yet. That was pretty interesting last year. I actually got on the waiting list last year. I got into the race about 45 days before the actual start, so I kind of paddled like a monster at the end of the season, last season, which I had been teaching class, so it wasn't, you know, like I was coming from nothing, you know, ground couch to 50K paddle race. I paddled down here to Harborsview a lot, and I, you know, would come for a snow cone or a cocktail or whatever, you know, may happen on that day. But everybody would always say, "What is that? You know, what are you doing?" And I would hear that all the time. I'd be paddling by somebody's dock, and they would say the same thing. They would kind of yell at me and wonder what was going on. And I don't know, about a year ago, I was like, you know, I want to share this with others. You know, I love it so much, and I reached out to Tyler, again in California, because, you know, through Facebook, you can stay in contact with so many people. And I said, Tyler, I want to start a paddleboard business, you know, give me some direction, you know, and he gave some good input and said, you got to get PaddleFit certified. And so got me in contact with Brody and his crew with the PaddleFit certification. Brody's the owner of PaddleFit. And it's just how it all began. Gosh, being on the water, you really should come try it. It's really, I consider it liquid therapy, like it's really therapeutic just to pull and hear that moving water sound. I love paddleboarding. Most of the people that I have come to class, everybody has a great time doing it. We actually give a lot of instruction before you even get on the water. So most of the classes are done from a dock type setting, and I give them lots of instruction, and we get out there, and you always start on your knees first, and so you don't actually get out there and stand up until we're all out there together and working on your technique. I just love sharing my love of SUP. I mean, I'm just so passionate about it, and you know, to be able to share that with others and let them know that they too can do it, and it's not as hard as it looks. It just gives me a lot of joy. You know, it really does. And when they get their own board and I see them, or they come back for class and bring a friend, and it's really rewarding for me, for sure.
Amy teaches private lessons and also welcomes groups. What a great way to start your weekend on Grand. You can find Amy on Facebook at Grand Lake SUP for more information. Speaking of Facebook, find us on Facebook and like our page to stay up on the latest happenings on Grand. You can also visit rsu.tv anytime to catch episodes from all 5 seasons. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
After finishing high school, I immediately got married and started my family. Without a college degree, I found that pretty quickly my options were limited. When I started looking around for a college program for working adults, I quickly found that Rogers State was a great fit. They worked with me to get financial aid, offered classes that fit my busy schedule, and gave me personalized attention that I couldn't get at a larger school. Rogers State definitely started me on my professional career.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
Escape rooms are one of the hottest trends in live action entertainment, and the Grand Escape Room in Grove is bringing this exciting experience to the lake. With elaborately designed sets, realistic props, and creative themes, you and your group will have a blast. Let's visit with my friend Jeff Dozier and get a sneak peek at Grand Lake's newest attraction.
Yes, it is a huge family affair. I mean, we've got 2 daughters and my son-in-law, my wife, my niece is now working.
My uncle, my aunt, and my cousin and her husband own the place.
It's definitely a family affair, and that's just kind of how we roll. So it works well having a business together.
And my cousin and I do a lot of the work inside the rooms and putting them together, and we brought in some friends and had help from family the whole way through.
We have a very close family, so working together hasn't been an issue. We do our vacations together. When Jeff and I go on vacation, our children, our grandchildren all go with us.
So escape rooms are kind of like a game, but it's a very hands-on kind of game, and it all involves clues and mysteries. So as soon as you start, you will have to try and find pieces of this gigantic puzzle that is your room. So the more you look around and find things, the easier it will be for you to move on to the next clue or the next step. And eventually you will find a code to get you out of the room.
We wanted ours to just be very exciting. We want to have a great atmosphere and always a lot of fun. We don't think we want 100% escape rate. One of our rooms is very, very hard, so we're hoping to have a very low escape rate. If it's not, then maybe we'll work on it a little bit more.
We purchased these rooms. We purchased them from 2 different businesses. 2 of the rooms, the 8 out of 10 and the 10 out of 10 level rooms we purchased from one business, and then the classroom we purchased from a different business. But being new and doing this, we wanted to make sure that we did it right and had a good experience for our customers. So we purchased those rooms, and we hope in the future that we'll have learned enough that maybe we can work on building our own rooms when we go to change them up.
There are so many things in the rooms that could possibly be clues or possibly not be clues. In the rooms, we have a storyline. So in one of our rooms, it is a murder mystery. Another is a classroom situation, and another is a bank heist. So most of the clues will tie in directly with your storyline. So if it's something that it seems completely random, then it very well could be random.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, we want it to be fun for them. So if it's not any fun, that gets out in a hurry. So we want it to be fun. We have 3 rooms, so we want them to come back and try each one of the rooms. So if they're not having any fun and we don't have return people coming back, we need to look at what we're doing. But number one, we want them to have a good time.
So whenever the teams come in, we will have them sign a waiver, and we will inform them on the room they're doing. The fact that we do have 2 doors. One door will constantly be unlocked, so they can either leave to go to the restroom, or if they get too anxious or too worked up, they can step out for a minute and go back in. And then we will take them back to their rooms, give them a backstory of their room, and we will lock them in there, and that's all they get.
I'll be honest, the one, the 10 of 10, the Baker Street Mystery Room, I sat in there trying to work some clues for about 20 minutes, because that's all I had one evening, and there's no way I could have got out. Maybe in a half a day I could have got out, but I'm telling you, it's a tough room. So, and Haley was talking earlier, it's individual. I mean, it's a team effort. I mean, it'd be very difficult to get out of one of these rooms with 1 or 2 people. That's why it's 6 to 8. And it takes everybody. Our minds all think differently, so it takes everybody to work some of the clues.
Our family is from Grove. We've been here. I've lived here almost most of my life. My husband's been here all his life. And Grand Lake, the Grove area, means a lot to us. Our hearts are in this community. So it's very important that this community is successful and we bring visitors to this community, and we want to have something fun for them to come do. I don't like it when people are here and saying there's nothing fun to do in Grove. So we've got the lake, we've got great restaurants, and there's lots of great activities to do, and we just hope that our escape room will give them another adventure to do.
I love the owners of Grand Escape Room. They're good friends, and they've gone to great lengths to ensure they're providing a top-notch experience. They're within easy walking distance of several restaurants, so plan on staying downtown for some adult beverages or delicious lunch or dinner along with your escape room experience. To learn more, visit grandescaperoom.com or find them on Facebook. And be sure and tell them we sent you. Well, that's it for this edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are Mid-America Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and Mid-America and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
also by
every day the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.